Randomosity, an adjective pertaining to that which is random, having no specific pattern or objective. This video will come in either 5 or 6 parts depending on how much I talk. Part 1 is I'm going to go on a miniature rant about YouTube maintenance. The people at MySpace are pretty much smart, really smart about their maintenance. They do it at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Nobody's awake at 3 o'clock in the morning. But YouTube and Facebook, you're malicious people. I can see what you're doing. We're going to do our maintenance at 7 o'clock, and we won't be done until 10. We're going to investigate how obnoxious we can be and annoy as many people as humanly possible. You horrible, malicious fiends. I'm going to stop myself before I get too carried away with that and go on with number 2. So I mentioned in my last video that my mother's a librarian, and she's getting her master's right now, and one of the courses she's taking is a young adult course where they learn about young adults and how we work and what we read and why we read what we read and yada yada yada. So earlier this week she sent me to investigate the teen area of our county library, and I know I mentioned in my last video that our library pretty much sucks, but okay, so it sort of doesn't as much. It's actually pretty cool. Except for one thing. So my mom wanted me to ask if they were going to be getting in paper towns on October 16th when it comes out, because, as we've established, I love John Green. Here's what happened when I asked. Hey, I was wondering if you'll be getting in a book that's coming out October 16th? Sure. What's the name of it? I'll check. It's Paper Towns. It's by John Green. Paper Towns? Yes, we're getting it in. And I only have one thing to say to that. Don't you dare scoff at John Green. On to part 3. So for my math class this year, instead of actually being in a classroom with a teacher, I'm sitting in front of a computer screen, and it's teaching me. While I'm not actually sure that it's actually teaching me anything, I'm not retaining any of it, there's one thing that crossed my screen that I found interesting. Now, you're probably asking yourself, when am I going to have to use this outside of my little math class? Well, the answer is, you'll use it in physics. Physics? Okay, I'm not in a physics class. I'm never going to have to take a physics class. And I'm a musician. I'm never going to ever have to do anything with physics. Just saying. And part 4. If you want to start sending in questions, I will do an Ask Maggie video where I answer your questions. But I have to get enough questions for me to do it. So go ahead and send in your questions, and however long it takes for me to get those questions in, I'll answer them if they're decent and not extremely stupid. And part 5 I am extremely excited about. On October 25th, I am going to my first gathering ever. It's going to be in Atlanta. It's starting in Centennial Park, and then we're heading over to the World of Coca-Cola. I'll put a link in the sidebar to the channel. It's primarily being done by Zach and Cade Goes to College, and then like a ton of awesome people like Leah are going to be there, and there's rumored people coming that are big time, but I'm going to be there. So that's all that matters, right? Come, be blazin' amazin'.